Hello everyone, myself Shanti, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Data Science and Cybersecurity in MLR Institute of Technology. Today my topic is DAG representation of basic blocks. So here we are going to discuss what is a DAG. DAG is nothing but directed acyclic graph and how to construct the DAG and what are the examples. We are going to see few examples on DAG. So first, what is a DAG? So DAG is nothing but we can call it as a directed acyclic graph. So DAG is nothing but it is a directed acyclic graph on models of a basic block. Basic block is nothing but it's a sequence of statements or consecutive statements which have one entry and one exit point, and in between these block there won't be any branches or any loops or break statements. Conditional or unconditional branches won't be there in between the block. So there will be only one entry point and one exit point, and in between the block statements or consecutive statements there won't be any branches, conditional or unconditional statements. So that is nothing but we are going to call it as a block. So in that we are having a directed acyclic graph. So the name itself tells us that directed acyclic graph is nothing but there won't be any cycles. So that we are going to call it as acyclic. So in this DAG there is no cycle, means nothing but we are going to call it as acyclic. So here it is nothing but what we are going to do here in DAG is nothing but mainly we are concentrating on, we are going to eliminate the common sub-expressions eliminations we are going to do, and we are going to find what are the dead codes are there, and we are also going to find the elimination of redundancies. Some statements are going to be repeated many number of times. That statements we are going to eliminate. All these things we are going to do by using a DAG. DAG is also nothing but we can also call it as abstract syntax tree. It is like a tree we are going to construct. So that is nothing but directed acyclic graph. We can also call this DAG as a abstract syntax tree also. So to represent the DAG, the structure of the basic block consists of some points here. In a DAG, internal node represents operators. Let me take here one example, A plus B. So internal nodes represent operators. So this is my internal node and these are nothing but the operands. So internal nodes represent operators. Internal nodes represents operators. Leaf nodes represents identifiers or constants. Internal nodes also represents results of an expression. Let me take T1 equal to A plus B. So the result of the expression is in T1. So nothing but the internal nodes are also represents the results of an expression. The leaf nodes represents the operands or nothing but it can be a constants, identifiers or constants, anything can be. So internal nodes are operators and it also stores the results of an expression. So this is nothing but a DAG. So the next is construction of a DAG. How to construct a DAG? So there are few rules are there to follow to construct a DAG. So interior nodes always represents the operators. So and exterior nodes or external nodes represents the leaf nodes. Always represents names, identifiers or constants. We have seen one example, T1 equal to A plus B plus A and B, and it is pointing to T1. So internal nodes represents operators and external nodes represents the identifiers, names or constants. While constructing a DAG, when we construct a DAG, a check is made to find if there exists any node with the same value. Let me take here, suppose T2 equal to A plus B. Let us assume. So when we construct one more tree or when we construct this DAG, so we are going to check if there exists any node with the same values. See here also I am having A plus B. When I need to construct this T2 equal to A plus B, I will be checking whether these A plus B is already existing and nothing but A and B nodes are existing in my DAG or not. If it is existing, we are going to just eliminate and we are just going to write here T1 comma T2 as a result. Why? Because T2 is pointing to A plus B, T1 is also pointing to A plus B. So for both the things I can write single tree and I can mention two results over here. So that is nothing but for that reason we are going to check. A check is made to find if there exists any node with the same value. If there exists any node with the same value, we are going to cross check it. A new node is created only when there does not exist any node with same value. So here for example T3 equal to D plus E is one more statement I am having. A new node is created only when there does not exist any node with the same value. See here T1 equal to A plus B, T2 equal to A plus B. I have constructed a tree DAG and the next one I am having it T3 equal to D plus C. I will be checking in my DAG whether these nodes are already existing. If these nodes are not existing, then only I will be creating one more node and that is nothing but D plus E and it is nothing but T3. A new node is created only when there does not exist any node with the same value. This action helps in detecting the common sub-expressions and avoiding the recomputation of the same. See here, T2 equal to A plus B. Here also A plus B is there. Here also A plus B is there. I'm not going to construct one more DAG for T2. I'm just using this first expression as a for second expression. Nothing but we are going to eliminate the common sub-expressions. Nothing but we are going to reduce this one. We are going to reduce the number of statements, and nothing but the tree size is also going to be reduced. We are going to just eliminate the common expressions, and we are also going to reduce eliminating the dead codes, and the some statements are redundancy. So those all the things we are going to reduce by using the DAG. Rule 3. The assignment instructions of the form x equal to y are not performed unless they are necessary. So see here, T1 equal to A plus B, T2 equal to A plus B. Can I, instead of computing this one, directly I can use T2 equal to T1? Yes, we can use it. So that is nothing but these assignment instructions are not performed unless they are in use. So these are the three rules we are going to use. By using these three rules only, we are going to construct a DAG. So to construct a DAG, first we need to have the internal nodes will represent the operators, and the leaf nodes represents the identifiers, constants and names. And next, when we construct a DAG, we will be checking whether this statement is already existing or not. If it is not existing, we are going to create a new node and we will be going to assign. Then after constructing a new node, we will be checking whether any common sub-expressions are there. If it is if any common sub-expressions or dead codes are there, we are going to just eliminate by using the DAG. And then we are going to, if based on the diagram or based on the DAG performance or based on the 3 address code, these assignment operators are used. So let us construct one DAG. Consider the following expression and construct a DAG for it. So A plus B into A plus B plus C. So if we write these three into a 3 address code, we can also construct it in the form of by converting it into a 3 address code, and then we can construct a DAG, or else directly also we can construct a DAG. So see here, first I am having, it is the multiplication operator which is having the highest precedence. Brackets are having the highest precedence. So let me calculate brackets. So here what I am having, A plus B is going to be evaluated. So what I am having, plus is nothing but the operator. So it is lying internal, and left is having A and right statement is having the B. A identifier is lying at the left hand side, B identifier is lying at the right hand side. So A plus B. So this statement calculation is completed. So the next bracket is having here. So then next I need to calculate this. So what we are having in rule 2, when we are going to construct a DAG, we need to check whether the expressions are existing already. If it is existing, we will use it. If the statements are not existing, we will reconstruct it. See here, A plus B. See, A plus B is already existing. Can I reuse this one? Yes. So the next I have is plus C. So where I am having C, plus C. A plus B plus C. It is going to be calculated. Why? Because this A plus B is already calculated, and the plus and C. C is at the right hand side. So C is at the right hand side. So plus is placed here and the C is placed as a right child. So this statement is calculated and this statement is calculated. In between this, what I am having? Multiplication. So multiplication. So left hand side of multiplication, what I am having here? A plus B. And the right hand side of multiplication, I am having this one. So this is nothing but the construction of a DAG. So here the same statements is repeated 2 times, but I am going to use only one time. Nothing but I am going to construct it only one time. See here, A plus B is repeated 2 times, but I am constructing a DAG only one time. Tree, I am constructing tree one time, and I am using that for this one also. So this is the construction of a DAG. So let us see one more example to construct a DAG for this block of statements. So here what I am having, A equal to B plus C, B into C, sorry, A equal to B into C. See here, into B, C. Into is the internal node and B is the left child, C is the right child. And what is the assignment operator I am having here? A is the assignment operator I am having. So this is the first statement I have constructed. So the next one, what I am having here, D equal to B. So D equal to B is nothing but, here D can also be placed. D is equal to B. So that is nothing but we are not going to do any operation over here until it is necessary. Just I am assigning B and D as 1 point. So the next what I'm having here, E equal to D into C. E equal to D into C. So can I place here B as here, B as here, and can I use D over here? So nothing but here this B is placed at the top and I'm going to place here D. I'm going to place D here. So the next what I'm having, E equal to D into C. So can I write here E? D into C. D into C. So with this A, B, E I got same common expressions. We are going to write it single statement. So the next one, B equal to E. B equal to E is also there here. So the next one is I'm having is F equal to B plus C. F equal to B plus C. Let me write here plus B is there. So B statement is existing in my DAG. Yes, existing here. So it is a left child and C is there. C is already existing. Yes, it is existing as it is a right child. As it is a right child. So the next what it is stored in F. It is stored in F. Result will be stored as an internal node. The next one is G equal to F plus D. G equal to F plus D. So here I am having plus I am having. So what I am having, G equal to F as here the child and D. So plus D. And what it is? It is a G. It is a G. So this is nothing but the DAG. Here see here D into C is given for 3 statements, that is A comma B comma E. We are going to reduce the size of the expressions. Nothing but these 6 statements I am going to reduce it here by eliminating the common sub-expression eliminations or by eliminating redundancy expressions or by doing some dead code operations. So the next one, for the basic block construct DAG. So T1 equal to A plus B, first statement I am going to operate. So plus is the internal node. For plus, A is my left child and B is my right child. And it is a T1. Next, T2 equal to T1 into C. So here I am having multiplication operator is there in my DAG. So there is no multiplication operator. So I am constructing a multiplication operator. T1, yes, T1 is existing. So as it is a T1 is my left child. T1 and C. C is there. There is no C. So we are going to plot the C. Next, T3 is equal to T1 plus D. So check anywhere we are having any plus operator. So let me write here plus and what I am having here T1 plus D. So is there any D? Let me write here plus this side. Plus. So T1 it is there here. Yes, T1 is there here. And plus T1 plus and D operator is there anywhere. T identifier. There is no. So let me point it as plus D. So what it is? It is pointing to T3 and it is pointing to T2. It is pointing to T2. So in this way we are going to construct the DAG. So by doing this construction we are going to reduce the common sub expressions. So for one more thing, the construction of a DAG. For one more example, T1 equal to A plus B. So let me construct here T1 equal to A plus B, T1. The next I am having is T1 equal to A minus B. So let me write here minus. So T1, my A is already existing. Instead of writing the same statement again, I am reusing it. T1 equal to A minus B. So this is nothing but T2. Next, what I have T3 equal to T2 into T1. So what is the operator I have here? Multiplication operator. So what I am having here? T2. T2 is already existing. So the next one what I am having here? T1. T1 is also already existing. So T1, T2. The next one is T4 equal to T1. This is nothing but T3. So the next I am having is minus operator in between this. So T1. So T1 is already existing. And T3. So this is nothing but T4. T4. And next T5. T5 is nothing but T4 plus T3. So plus operator I am placing. So T4 is lying at the left hand side. T3 is lying at the right hand side. And this is nothing but T5. So for each statement, we are not going to construct the DAGs. So we are going to just remove the expressions and we are going to make a single DAG. We are not going to, it is a acyclic graph, directed acyclic graph. So nothing but there will be a directions here. So that is nothing but we are going to call it as a directed acyclic graph. So here in this directed acyclic graph, we have discussed how to construct a DAG and what are the rules that we are going to follow to construct a DAG and what are the advantages are there to by constructing a DAG and also we have seen some rules to follow to construct a DAG. Nothing but the internal operators should be the internal nodes should be the operators, and the external nodes should be the names or identifiers or constants, and the result should be stored in the internal operators. And while constructing these nodes or while constructing this directed acyclic graph, we are going to eliminate the common sub-expression eliminations, and we are going to remove the dead codes, and also we are going to eliminate the reductions or redundancy also. So these are the things we have learned over here. So the directed acyclic graph, we can also call it as abstract syntax tree. By doing these directed acyclic graph, or by using this directed acyclic graph, we are going to eliminate mainly the common sub-expression elimination, and by doing this, we are going to optimize the code. Thank you.